Mama Kay and I on for something a little different. We don't have the crew back together just yet for our next catch-up, which is coming. We are not throwing the show format out. We are still doing that. Yeah, another week or so. We've got some new movies to catch up on. In the meantime, we did have some time and data space on my hosting site to kill. So I figured we start a new little side series that we'll be dropping in periodically once every couple of months or so if we like it. And that's top 10 lists with a very popular format. And we're starting with directors. So obviously we got to pick a director that's made at least 10 movies. So there's a lot of directors out there who I love who've only made 5, 6, 7, 4 movies. So that's
they do not qualify.
No, these are going to be for a lot of the lifers, the people who have been around for decades making movies. They've got a big fat catalog to pick from. I don't think any of us have seen all of our first directors' movies, but I know we've seen, at least I can speak for myself, I've seen over half. And we're going with Steven Spielberg.
Easy to start with. An
easy starting point because he's made probably most of the most famous movies. I would say, we're gonna do our top 10s here, but they're mostly household names. You've probably I would say at least 5 or 6 are any person knows what that is. Pretty high bar.
Yep. I agree. He's one of the ones where it's if you're can you imagine being Steven Spielberg and just having that type of brain where he has stories from people but he just tells the story so much better than a lot of people. So
when we get to one of my picks, one of his more recent movies, I think we get a decent understanding of what it might like to be Steven Spielberg. I think we can say for that discussion. But he's been making movies since the 60s, 32 to 34 movies range, depending on what you want to count, because some of his early movies are partially lost. There's one that he made for TV. So depending on what you count, what you don't count, plus 30 movies is what we're looking at here. And I'm missing some big ones from my overall scene. I've seen 18 Spielberg movies. Do you know how many you've seen?
Oh, how many have I seen?
Enough to fill a top 10, clearly.
It's probably something like between 15 and 20, because there were ones that I obviously saw that didn't make the list. So, yeah.
I think I've seen most of the ones that people would consider household names, ones that I are big omissions that I have not seen. I haven't seen Lincoln, which I know got a bunch of awards. It's 3 hours long.
Yep.
A lot of people think it's boring. Nicole's seen it. It's one of the few movies Nicole's seen that I've never seen. And
really?
I think I would really like it.
3 hour long movie?
Well, yeah, I know. She was not a fan. A lot of talking in rooms, I heard. It seems like a me movie, honestly. It seems I bet I would like it, but that's one that just didn't make it into my repertoire. I'm trying to. Were there any other before we jump in? Any other big ones that you think could have been on here that you just haven't gotten to yet?
I don't know if it's the haven't gotten to, but was it 74 that Sugarland Express came out? That was before my time.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't seen Sugarland either.
Yeah, and so that's probably the reason I haven't seen it, and probably actually some of the newer ones I probably haven't seen. I saw Fabelmans, but I'm thinking as I'm looking at my list, there's a pretty solid gap here.
Year-wise?
2004 to 2012, not a whole lot.
And I'm looking at his list here. 2004, 2012, he made, 8 movies. So it's not like he was chilling. He made, in that time period, I've seen, 2 of those.
And I'm not sure if those are all movies I haven't seen or just those are just not the ones that's he was in the period where I'm meh, maybe not Steven Spielberg. So
there's ones for me too that I don't think of as him. I've never seen Adventures of Tintin, but that's a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
It's just an animated whatever movie. BFG, animated whatever movie. Haven't seen that one.
Right.
So those aren't exactly lauded as the best ever. So I didn't feel like I was disservicing the list by not catching. Yeah, they don't look bad. They don't look amazing. So I'm kind of moved on past the point where we need to spend time on those. Yeah. But let's jump into our top 10 now. We've set the table. Okay, number 10 for you on the Spielberg directed films.
Well, let's start off wild because my number 10 is 1975's Jaws.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's the thing is, if you put Jaws that I guess in quotations, low on a lot of directors'
Right.
lists. You'd be like, Jaws 10, like that's a but like I'm not gonna even I ain't gonna even fight you too hard on Jaws. I think that's a
Yeah.
fine. I think Jaws is solid, but yeah, go ahead and discuss your Jaws
10 out of
ranking.
35. I mean, 10 out of 35 films or so. That's not bad. I
When
don't
most
know
are
whether it
good,
made the
too.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it made the list for me simply because of, the cachet that it has, because it's Jaws, for God's sakes. But it's a movie I can't watch anymore. And when it first came out, I couldn't watch it because it terrified me. I lived near the ocean, and I was not interested at all in seeing sharks in real life.
You would have been, what,
or
10
on
when this came out?
screen.
Something like that?
Yeah, and it was the amount of of advertising for it was because it was groundbreaking at the time. So, yeah, girl in the water getting eaten by the shark, no thanks. But I mean, I recognize it for what it was. I have seen the movie when it's on. I'm not really interested in watching it. Having said that, Robert, oh my gosh, totally drew a blank on his last name. Robert Shaw.
Oh, Robert
one
Shaw,
of my
yeah.
favorite actors ever. So I got to give that props.
R.I.P.
So that's why it's at
quite
10
a minute
for me.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid 10 pip, not going to begrudge, and I'll chime in with my thoughts because I might have that further down the list for me. But we'll start with Mama K on Jaws for number 10. My number 10 is the movie that I saw most recently. I caught up on it 2 days before this recording because I felt like I was lacking, and I had to get. It was between this and Lincoln, and I picked this one.
Oh,
and it's made number 10, just barely on the list. One of his newer films, The Fabelmans. I quite enjoyed The Fabelmans. I would say the first hour is a little on the okay, it's fine. It's a little you feel the Spielberg whimsy and a little pandering times, but kind of boring. But by the time we kind of get into like the middle act of that movie, and it just keeps getting building and getting better, and third act is excellent. It's semi-autobiographical, where him growing up and his parents are getting divorced. You learn about them, and the dad's like a pragmatist, and the mom's a free spirit, and he's making his movies with his friends, and it's a charming movie to begin, and then by the end, it really builds into something high quality. When I started it, I was like, "This is solid, but I don't know if it's going to squeak into the 10." And then by the end,
it just did.
Maybe it's because the last scene is with the late great R.I.P. my favorite director, who will do it someday, David Lynch. He plays a little cameo role at the end, and it's a great final send off. The final shot of the movie, just a great little nod joke thing. It's good Spielberg, and a solid autobiographical piece.
I'm really surprised that you hadn't seen it before this.
Me too. I don't know why I missed it too, because it was in the era of I was seeing quite a bit at the time. So
yeah,
but it also didn't like, I don't know, like I like movies about movies, but it's sometimes, I don't know, and Spielberg movies are not like my movies. I like a couple quite a bit, but like even I'm looking at my top ones. It's more of I recognize them as so high quality, except for my number one. Like I recognize them only as so high quality, but only
I'm scared.
Only my favorite is like one where like I would just turn that on right now, and like I could like a top 100 of my own personal list kind of movies. So
right,
yeah, he's one of those directors who makes really good stuff for everybody, but my favorites are harder to come by. Number 9 for you, Mama K.
Number 9 for me is as a movie you also haven't seen, apparently, as Lincoln. The 3-hour-long Lincoln. The thing that I remember most about Lincoln is I was so lucky to sit behind the person who was aggrandizing the fact that he was the number one authority on Lincoln and kept saying everything that was wrong with the movie.
That's terrible.
It made me... It was awful. But it made me tune in and sort of appreciate. I sort of felt like I needed to appreciate the movie more because this jerk was, being such a jerk about it. But I mean, you can't go wrong. You've got Daniel Day-Lewis, Tommy Lee Jones. I think Sally Field plays Mrs. Lincoln. It's just a good movie, and I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker for a good biographical story, and having, like I said, Daniel Day-Lewis playing Lincoln was good. So he's my number 9.
I wish I could say that I've seen it, because I don't think it's impossible that it would be on my list, and I don't know.
Yeah.
You've seen it. I like the talkie in rooms. I like history.
Yep.
So DDL, one of the greats. So there's no
Yeah. Next time you have 3 hours.
Maybe we'll revise this list way in the future one day, and but until then. Number 9 for me, similar to your Jaws. I imagine this is much higher on a lot of other people's lists. It's probably some people's favorite movie. And I like it, and I like parts of it, and other parts I don't really care for at all, and as a whole piece, I think it's just kind of okay. And that's E.T. E.T. the extraterrestrial. He's cool. I like, he's unique. There's no other E.T.s per se. Like, he's like a fun...
Right.
side character, lovable guy who's disgustingly ugly, horrible looking. But you do like and care for him throughout the movie. There's scenes that stand out to me, like when he's in the body bag and he starts phoning home and he starts flipping out in the thing, like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, him eating the Reese's Pieces everyone loves.
Right.
But as a whole piece, I don't care about like the government finding him stuff. And I don't like love E.T. the guy. Like, I get him. I'm impressed. I'm impressed he got over with the crowd. I'm like, in the WWE wrestling terms, I'm impressed he got over with the crowd. That ugly weird guy.
That's true.
But
yeah, because you had things like Gremlins to choose from during that time period, which are cuter when they're not, you know, when they're not actually gremlins. But
yeah, exactly. The fact that Spielberg, a guy who I think likes to pander to the masses, could get over this ugly little creep and make the audiences love him. Like, that's almost why I kind of kept it in my top 10, because of the movie itself. There's like a handful of scenes I enjoy, but the whole piece it's just not for me. But the whole Reese's piece is not for me. But E.T. still... We
can talk a little bit about that later, too.
I've had a feeling. Coming up. So, number 8 for you, Mama K.
Number 8 for me, and it's been since the movie came out that I've seen this, so we're talking almost 30 years, is Saving Private Ryan.
Wow.
Again, yeah, it's another movie where I think it's loosely based on a true story, or maybe it's a true story, and, you know, I don't know exactly, but it's a visceral, you know, roller coaster ride. Is it on your list? Do you want to talk about it, or not?
It is, but you can add a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, it's the history piece of it. It's the sentimental, heart-tugging storyline. And you've got, you know, a really fairly young Matt Damon in it. And, you know, he's using Tom Hanks like he always uses Tom Hanks in movies. So,
very well.
Yeah, that's such a good movie, and it's just I dare anybody to sit and watch that movie and not really feel something, not just feel something, but like really feel something.
It's tough with that one because of all the war movies that have come since that are also so great. Like
That's true.
The 21st century there have been just amazing war movies made in the past 25 years. But we'll save that for a little bit further, not too much longer.
Yeah.
But number 8, Saving Private Ryan for Mama K. And for me, my number 8, it's already been talked about, is Jaws. It's solid. I like it. I like the mayor. I like our 3 main characters a lot, which goes a long way. Like, they play off each other well. Like, they're 3 very distinct people. And I don't really see a lot of Robert Shaw, who is the not Richard Dreyfuss guy, the third guy. I'm
right.
Not recalling his name off the top. He's the one who showed
and not up. Roy Scheider. It's not Roy Scheider. It's not Richard Dreyfuss. It's the third guy.
Yeah, exactly. But the 3 of them play off each other so well. Iconic. Only criticisms are like minor weird stuff, like pacing in the middle is a little slow. It does take a minute to get on that boat. So we do. I watched it not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago. It's a bit time wasty at times. But there's still a lot of like scene to scene goodness. That mayor is very funny. I like his shtick with the keeping the town open, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, I almost feel like you didn't have those kind of you didn't have that kind of stuff as fleshed out as well in movies back then. It characterized well.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to use that shark that much, but they used it well. I don't know how he got revenge in sequels later on, but Spielberg didn't make those, so we don't have to talk about it.
We don't care. Yeah.
Number 7 for you, okay.
Number 7 for me was based on a book that I read in college, and it is 1993's Schindler's List.
We're pretty close so far on our. We're pretty close so far.
Okay. Again, it's another movie that has that's so. I guess I like his movies that are, based on historical realities. And this one, is particularly, heart and gut wrenching, very much like Saving Private Ryan, in a different way, but very much like that. And it just, tells the story from this perspective, and it stays true. The thing that I like really about it too is that he stays true in a lot of ways to the book, which is important, and basing it on an absolutely true thing that happened, and something that was just an extraordinary thing for a person to do during that time at their own, peril, like literally their life-ending peril. Love this. I love the way it's shot. I love you just feel the dreariness. You almost feel like the cold moisture of everything. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's a good one for me.
I'm actually going to roll this as my number 7 as well, because my number 6 and 7 were about the same to me, and just to keep the conversation going, I agree. Yeah. Schindler's List, saw it on the list. I parrot what you're saying here, and the scene that sticks with me, or it's not even a scene, it's a small sequence. It's from the first train leaving all the way to the gas chamber part. Like, they kind of play it all in a sequence. Like, they kind of play it all scene by scene. They don't have any, if I recall correctly, they don't really have any music over it. It's a lot of like shuffling and murmuring from crowds. And that's the scene that sticks to me. It's just so visceral. And then Ralph Fiennes is probably the earliest I knew him as being scary and awesome. And same thing with Liam Neeson, honestly. You got two kind of who would become old men powerhouses later on, who in the early days squaring off in this one. So a classic.
And so perfectly cast.
Yeah, a classic that I don't revisit because it's not fun, obviously. But as a piece of work, as a piece of art, it's high quality. And I'm with you, number 7. So let's go to your number 6.
My number 6 is on the exact opposite realm as the last two, and it's from 2004, and it's The Terminal.
The Terminal.
Tom Hanks.
This might not be on a lot of people's top 10s
airport.
For Spielberg.
No, I don't think so. But
this could be some people's least favorite.
I bet it is. I don't think it got any really great reception when it came out. It was sort of like, mixed. Okay, it's a movie about a guy stuck in the New York City airport terminal. What is this? But I found his character charming, and as the movie went along, I mean, I liked the interplay of all the characters in this movie, and what really sold it for me is at the very end of. You've seen The Terminal?
Oh yeah, I've seen The Terminal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. At the very end, when all he really wants to do is go to the place where his dad was, and then he goes back to the terminal, and you're just like, that's the most interesting part for me. That's like not totally expected in my opinion. And sometimes I feel like Tom Hanks goes a little overboard on the goofiness and the goofy accent and everything in this movie, but I think you have to play that.
He's from like a fictional place, right? It's like a fictional war-torn place, and then that's
something Stan, doesn't really exist, but you can see where it could exist, and it could be a place where all of a sudden you can't get back to. So I like it. I like the characters in the movie, even Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's not even close to being one of my favorite actresses. I think she's fine in this, but I like the movie. If it were on, I would watch it.
The Terminal, number 6. Okay, as number 7, Schindler's List, 8, Jaws, why am I reading that wrong? Lincoln
It
9,
was Saving.
and Jaws 10. Yep. And
Yeah.
I have right now Schindler 7, Jaws 8, E.T. 9, Fableman's 10. My 6 already been said. I switched it with 6 and 7 for Schindler's List because I view them similarly. It is Saving Private Ryan. I think this could be higher if it weren't for just the glut of amazing war movies. Because I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I really like this on his filmography, but like. I like 1917 more. I like All Quiet on the Western Front more. I like Civil War more, even though it's not exactly a war movie. There's just very, very recent amazing war movies, and like this one for its time, I could have been maybe one of the best. There's the scene where the guy freezes up and can't kill the one guy in the building, and so the other guy takes advantage and gets him, and like. It sticks with you so hard. The only question I have this whole time, and I haven't watched the whole thing. I haven't looked it up. I'm sure there's probably an answer in my head. Private, not the highest rank in the military, right? Pretty low on the totem pole. This ain't a general,
Right?
I feel like a lot of people died to save Private Ryan. Why are we saving Private Ryan? I feel like a lot of people who outrank Private Ryan died to save Private Ryan.
Because he was the last one of his family. You had to save Private Ryan. That's the whole point. That's the only reason. Is there an in-world universe? Is that the in-world universe? Because that was my only question. Yes. The whole thing is the underlying, because it makes the whole thing, a little wobbly. But like, I don't know. Is that sure? Maybe that happens. I don't know. It seems crazy. But they did it.
Number 5 for Mama K.
Number 5 for me, interesting. It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And because it's early science fiction in my world, I mean, this is 1977, so I was not really a science fiction person at all. So
I'm surprised this is high on your list. I don't ever remember you talking about this one growing up.
Yeah, but when I think about this movie, it's a core memory just because of how weird it was. And I do not have a like for Richard Dreyfuss at all. And now I have 2 films in the top 10 only because it's a Spielberg thing. But just because that movie at the time was, everyone talked about it constantly and everyone saw it. And, the amount of people who were like, I'm going to go out to the Devil's Tower. I want to see it now. And all, even though we're like, 12 years old. And just the whole, you don't ever see an alien, they're the sound of,
you like shadows, don't you?
Right. But you don't, there's nothing scary. I shouldn't say it. There's nothing quote unquote scary about it.
No, there's no jump scares in it's a very slow, measured thing.
Super slow. And it's hard to understand why kids my age would be interested in that. But it is this suspense. It's the suspense of the whole thing. And it's the, the fact that there's a little kid that is sort of the center of it all. And then you have the phenomenon of this that becomes everything, Mm-hmm. So, I think it was just everything that happened at that point in time where I was in my life that it just, it was centered around that movie. That movie also played at the theater for months on end. So there's that. Sometimes you didn't go to the movies because you're like, I don't want to see Close Encounters again. So
that's all they had.
Again. Yeah. So that's where it's number 5. It's total. It's because of where I was at the time and what it makes me feel when I think about it.
I am shocked this is that high on your list because I like. Some of the other mainstays. I don't think I've ever mentioned it. I don't think so, because some of the other mainstays on the list, including some of those we talked about, like they were movies we watched growing up, like saw them at home, like what other ones that we've got coming down, some that maybe didn't make the list, like Spielberg makes family crowd pleasing movies, so like, but that right. I don't ever remember Close Encounters Third Kind talk. I've seen that one. We might talk about that later, but it's not one I ever would have thought of for you.
Yep.
Am I on 5 now? I'm on 5
You're
now.
You're on 5.
Oh, yeah. Top 5 time now, which I'm surprised. Okay, this is interesting. No, I'm going to stand by it. I like this movie quite a bit. It's the newest one. No, it's not. It's not newer than Fableman's. My bad. But it's relatively new, and it's Ready Player One. I really like Ready Player One.
Oh,
Um,
didn't see it.
it's fast paced and fun and big and exciting, and it's got that IP crossover thing where like there's big battles that have people from all different media teaming up and stuff. Iron Giant's in it. Love me some Iron Giant. So like it's similar to like the thing now where they, they'll have certain movies where like they pull in universes together. Marvel teams up in Avengers. This is like a different version of that, based on a book that has a lot of like, there are some things missing in from it because they didn't have the certain IP. So like some things are tweaked from that perspective. But I really like the story. Yeah. It's a really built, fleshed out, lived in world. It feels not quite it doesn't feel like derivative of other things like it. It feels like a new, fresh spin. And something that I didn't think Spielberg would be still making the fresh spin movies. I expect a Fabelmans. I expect a Lincoln. I don't expect him to reach back into his like branch 70s, out. 80s, 90s bags of tricks and really make a big old popcorn flick that everyone loves. And I think Nicole on here, that might be her favorite Spielberg movie because I know she loves Ready Player One. So yeah, I stand by it. I feel a little weird putting it over Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan and Jaws and E.T., but I
put The Terminal on. It's okay.
That is true. You put The Terminal. No one else. No one.
No one else will.
Number 4. Okay, for you.
Number 4 for me. Don't want to talk about it too much, just because Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I loved it because, first of all, bring Sean Connery into it. Love me some Sean Connery, and because I am still one of the most disappointed people at the sophomore Indiana Jones movie. That I was glad to see Indy back where I needed him to be again. So
yeah, Temple of Doom hasn't been talked about. I'll just say it's Temple of Doom and Last Crusade, not on my list. So coming out, why didn't you like Temple of Doom? Because I think, to me, Temple of Doom is fine. It's like pretty solid. Like I think it's like, I don't think it's much worse than the other two.
So it's the sidekick situation. You had, in the original, you had Marion, you had Sala, and in this one you have, Steven Spielberg's future wife, who I don't find to be a good actress, and Short Round. Not my jam.
You don't like those sidekicks?
It's not that I don't like them. It's just that it's disappointing. I should say it's really disappointing. If they would have, if this would have been a different hero and not Indiana Jones, it might have been okay. But for me, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to throw Indiana Jones in with just whatever now? Is that what we're doing? And yeah, that's what we're doing. So, also they ate monkey brains. Not interested.
Yeah, it's the most out there one, except for, well, now they've made 2 more newer ones, so those are actually much different than the originals.
Right. Yeah.
I think I like Temple of Doom as, I give it more credit because it's so different than the other two. Last Crusade, while solid, is a little rebooty of the first one, whereas like Temple of Doom does something totally different.
It's different.
I do like too, though, and they all of his movies, they've had the female lead, different type of character in each one. They don't just give him the same archetype, like Marion to the middle girl, I can't remember her name, versus Elsa Schneider in the third one, like all very very different women. So I like that they're giving some variety in there. But was that number 4 for you?
That's number 4. Last Crusade is number 4.
Number 4, not Temple of Doom. Number 4 for me has already been talked about. Is The Terminal. I really love The Terminal.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I love The Terminal. Terminal's a great movie. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh my god, what?
Right above Ready Player One and Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan.
Holy cow.
The Terminal is a great movie. When he's putting the carts to get the coins to get Big Mac money or whatever, or Whopper money.
Yes.
Stuff's hilarious. He builds his little like forts in the luggage room or whatever. Like it's great. There's little character development moments where he has to like do he's trying to like translate to somebody there who he might be able to help with.
Right.
Like it's such a strange movie to like. I can't think of another movie that's similar to it because it's like its tone is still Spielberg. It's still that big whimsical crowd pleasing tone, but it's Tom Hanks wandering around the airport doing mundane stuff, which is such like a nice thing. Like I think The Terminal is like a breath of fresh air, and it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be this big overarching thing. Like the way it ends, like you're saying, like it's simple. That's kind of okay. Like I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think Terminal's
it's simple
underrated
and perfect. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad because I really do like that movie a lot.
Yeah, but that might be one that you influenced me on growing up in, because I definitely saw the Terminal when I was young.
I'm pretty sure 2004. I'm sure we saw it a couple times. So yeah.
Number three for you.
My number 3 has already been said, and it's E.T. And I think this is very much in the realm of the Close Encounters situation. Is that it was huge. Everybody was watching it. E.T. was arguably the least, likable looking character you can ever have. And yet dolls, people had E.T. toothbrushes. It was everywhere. I mean, the marketing from this movie was just incredible. I like this. I like the storyline with that. It's, kid based, and it's just, as much as you didn't see the alien in Close Encounters, now you've got nothing but alien, and it's what you want when you're a kid. This is the kind of alien that you want. Several scenes are always in my mind. Drew Barrymore and E.T. screaming at each other in the closet is probably the one to me that I always think of. But yeah, E.T.'s number 3 for me.
Yeah, don't begrudge it at all. It's a beloved classic. It's solid, and if it were a weaker director, it'd probably be higher on my list as well. So no qualms with E.T. on that 3. My number 3, which will probably be a little bit higher on your list, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like Indiana Jones. I don't love Indiana Jones. I've seen all the movies, all 5. And this is by far the best one, just because it's the one. Like, all the other ones have stuff in it I like, and then big stretches where I don't care. And at the end of the day, like, I think Indiana Jones is, like, fun to watch, but, like, he's not that deep or, like, interesting. He isn't, like, arc, per se. It belongs in a museum. He's cool. He's the cool guy. He punches people. He gets girls. He's smart. He's capable. He's got a whip and a hat, so he's cool. So he's just like, the cool guy. And Harrison Ford of that day, works as the cool guy doing the coolest things. So Raiders classic. Like you could just list every scene. Like it's the biplane, snakes. Why is there all snakes? Yep. The face melting at the end. Everything beautiful.
Right.
And I'll let you continue on in a few picks. So number 2 for you.
How'd you know it's my number 1? Number
That's
2
my
for
guess.
me is The Color Purple from 1985.
Oh my God. One and my 2 are not on your list. That's crazy.
I read the book before I saw the movie. Again, it's one of those, it's a Schindler's List situation, and in a very different thing.
Number 2, wow. I've seen this. I like it, but it's not, it doesn't beat like the classics for me.
I think when you read a book and then somebody actually brings it to life the same way it looked when you were reading it, it's just a very different feeling. Yeah. And I loved everything about this movie. I loved the way it was shot. The acting was I mean, this was the first time most people saw Whoopi Goldberg, and especially in a dramatic role. Just really, everything about this movie was just great. Cinematography, the soundtrack, all of it. I love Color Purple.
Yeah, not on my list, but again, I didn't read the book, so to me it was just like a solid drama movie. So, it's good, but I didn't have an additional connection. I can't believe that you don't have Jurassic Park on your list. That's my number 2. Jurassic Park. No dinosaurs?
I don't care about dinosaur movies.
Jeff Goldblum in the film? Oh, come on. I can see you not liking the main guy. What's his name? That doesn't seem like an actor. Sam Neill, yeah.
I'm okay with Sam Neill. I don't dislike anybody in the movie. I just don't care about dinosaurs.
That ensemble on the top is just so, like, it's the 5 or 6 characters are just like, oh, they're so good. I put it, and like, I watched this. I watched this a couple of years ago, not for the first time, but like I hadn't revisited since it was a kid, and it actually holds up. Like, the CG looks good. Like, the dinosaurs look good. They did it all, and it doesn't look like crap, and still like it's shocking. And I've seen not all the sequels, a lot of them. I don't really care about the world per se, but I like to see what they try to do with the dinosaur stuff. The biggest problem with those movies, they've made 8 of the same movie. The lesson's almost always the same. It's,
right.
Don't mess with nature. You can't control the blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the same. That's right. The takeaway every time. If they could figure out anything else to do with that, I think they'd have something. But, that's
they can't really figure anything else out. So that's
the franchise. Like, because if you want to say something bigger, what else could you say with the big lizard guys? Like, that's about what you could say. But for what it is for that first one.
I might have a different opinion if there was only maybe one. Or, again, the franchise was too much for me, and I'm not going to say I disliked the first one. I didn't care. I don't think we need a theme park where you reanimate something that's really not going to go. It's not going to go well from jump. So that's the whole point, I guess, of the movie. But yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. But again, and we gloss over it. All these movies we're talking about, the stories are really good. Like, the story, like, we talk about movies all the time, like, I don't know what was happening, like, these things just kind of go. That's never, ever, ever the case in a Spielberg movie, even his worst ones.
No.
Like, he takes such gentle care of his audience. Like,
he does. His whole point is to take you on the ride. He wants you to enjoy the ride with him. Like, he doesn't want it to be
his audience.
A super thoughtful process. You know what I mean? You don't
just
have
the right
to
amount.
Go deep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he was a good one to start with, because there is perhaps no one more broad and actually good at being broad than Spielberg. So we've made it to our number ones, but before we do, why don't we've been glazing the man for here. Why don't we drop our least favorite? What's the one that you could do without, your least favorite Spielberg?
My least favorite Steven
of the ones you've seen, obviously. There could be
of the one, yeah. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to say anything about what I haven't seen, but 2017, The Post.
I knew you were going to pick that. And Nicole hates that movie too.
I have never wanted. First of all, I don't think I slept through it, but I wished I had.
That was Nicole's
take. I was just sufficiently bored the whole time. Sufficiently bored. Didn't care. Also, Meryl Streep. That's never going to be an attention getter for me. So. In a movie format, I do like her in a sitcom. Yeah. So, and your dad loves that movie. So whenever The Post is on, I'm like, gee, okay, I've got to go. I got to get some cyanide because I'm out.
Bit, but how do you love The Post? Like, I think The Post is a good movie, but I don't love The Post. I'm
sure it's a fine movie. I do not care. I care less about that than I do dinosaurs. So
I think about that one because that's the one Nicole and I saw in a theater that it was packed, but it was in the winter, and I guess the heater was broken, so it was very, very cold in there. And God. Nicole was just getting so pissed because she's like, "I'm so cold, I can't even fall asleep. This sucks. I just have to stay here looking at it." Like she was so mad. She's like, "At least if the theater was warm, I could sleep." But nope.
Yeah. No.
My least favorite.
So what's your least? Yeah,
it's like I'll preface it by saying, of course, I haven't seen his whole filmography. I am sure that if I saw all of the movies, that one of the ones that I haven't seen would be on here because I looked at the
Amazing
18
Stories.
before. Oh, what is it?
Amazing Stories.
I haven't seen that,
but that might be.
Maybe I should watch that just so I can have a true bottom, because this isn't like actually a bad movie, but I just didn't like it at all. It's been said already, and that's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No!
I don't like this movie at all. I think it suffers 10 times worse from what Saving Private Ryan suffers from, and there's just so many better alien movies now about, like, contact and, like, oh, what's going on, like I don't even like that movie Jordan Peele made, like Nope, and I would so much rather watch something like Nope again than Close Encounters. Yeah. Like, Close Encounters is painful to watch in the modern day. Maybe when it came out and it was the only thing in every theater, apparently, like, that was great. But, like, when you're watching it now and you've had 40 extra years of alien info and alien content, that's great. Like, there's just so much stuff now that's really fleshed out what you can do with aliens. When I'm watching this movie and he's making the thing in his living room and it's the big mountain volcano thing or whatever, potatoes. It's boring. It goes on forever. The final reveal is so slow that I lose interest in mid reveal because it's so slow. That's usually not a me complaint of is slowness, but my God, this is just. Again, I knew what was happening the whole time. I understood motivations. I understood this story, but I did not enjoy my time with Close Encounters.
I'll give it to you because I have not seen it in modern times. So again, I told you it's a product of my childhood as opposed to, I don't know.
No,
how
that's fair.
Now,
but this in the modern audience, this would be like, don't check your phone impossible mode. Like you could, I don't know how you could sit through Close Encounters unless you'd never seen anything. Option. Like if you had only seen a couple movies, maybe it'd still be great. But like when you've seen some stuff, it's just not up to snuff. But all right, we dropped the worst one out of the way. Now let's finish it off. Okay, number 1 for you with a bullet. I'm sure. It
might be Indiana Jones. It might be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched it this weekend, or this last weekend. Before we even decided to do this, you just happened to watch it before we decided to do this. Before we even talked about doing this, and it was like, maybe I'll sit here and whatever, and then I'm watching the whole movie, and as it's going, I'm like, I can't believe it's almost over. This is how I'm thinking about this movie. Every time it gets to, 15 minutes left or whatever, and we're getting ready for face melting, and I'm like, oh, at least it's really got a couple of my favorite scenes still left, but I've already watched all my favorite scenes, and yeah, I could watch this movie probably end to end forever. So
is Last Crusade
in my memoriam at my funeral?
I can do that. I wouldn't hate it.
I know you can.
Is Last Crusade the only other one you would say you like, or because I don't know how you feel about the new ones. I feel like you don't like them, but yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 1 and 3, and that's it. There was a series on Young Indiana Jones. It was okay, but still not what this is. But better.
You got to be fighting
than
Nazis
the other movies,
then,
I think.
Basically.
Yeah. So, this is just it. This isn't one of my top films that I would just watch any given Sunday. So yeah,
that's for my number 1. I have a similar, like, this is the one where, like, if I had to put one on right now, I'd put this one on. I've probably seen this one the most. Watched it a lot in college. It was a good college roommates kind of movie. It's Catch Me If You Can. I think Catch Me If You Can is really just that's one of the few that rises above just being a Spielberg. Like, I'm saying just being a Spielberg, it rises above like that wide audience, and it becomes like it's this cat and mouse caper. The way Leo does all his tricks in the movie, it's so well executed and explained, and I'm on the edge every time he's pulling a new stunt or whatever he's doing with the checks and the faking being a pilot and the wife girlfriend that he has. It's like a kid or whatever, but like it's just so well put together, and Tom Hanks chasing him the whole time. Like, and there's supporting roles like Christopher Walken's one of the like. It's one that, like, I forget it's a Spielberg movie. I just think of it as, like, one of my favorite movies. Again, maybe a top 50-ish, but yeah.
Yeah, another movie that's based, on a true story. And he just, even if you've heard the story before, you just want to see the interpretation of it. I will give you that. And that was on my list, my earlier list. And then I felt like I had to throw Jaws on.
Jaws knocked it off at 10.
Jaws sort of did. I mean,
if you had to turn one on right now, you'd be turning Catch Me If You Can on over Jaws. It's not close.
I 100% would. Yeah.
Yeah. Catch Me If You Can. I didn't know what my top was going to be when I was putting this together. I just kind of put Jurassic Park and Raiders at the top and just kind of figured out the rest. And then I was like, oh, right, Catch Me If You Can. It's a Spielberg movie. Hell yeah, that's going up there. And then everything after. Then I was like, I'll put The Terminal in, and then after that, I was just like, I'll just put the greatest hits after that, because after that, it's a bunch of 3.5, 4-star movies that are solid, just not exactly my favorites, but just absolutely worthwhiles. So I'll run us do 10 to 1. Yours is from 10 to 1 Jaws. Then we've got Lincoln, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List. We've got The Terminal, then Close Encounters, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Then number 3, we've got E.T. Number 2, Color Purple, number 1, Raiders, of course. And then my 10-1, Fabelmans at number 10, E.T., then Jaws, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Ready Player One at 5, Terminal at 4, Raiders at 3, Jurassic at 2, and Catch Me If You Can. It's my favorite. But, if we're going to do a little combining of our two lists, not that it's a lot of, not as a big sample size, but I guess that makes Raiders of the Lost Ark our favorite of the
best movie
of those.
ever.
Yeah. Number 1 for you, number 3 for me, and it's again, that's those top 3 are the ones for me. So I would never qualm anyone with putting Raiders as the top. And then the Terminal. Yeah, again, the Terminal was my 4
awesome.
and yours 6. Yeah, because I guess you didn't have my 1 or 2. I didn't have Color Purple. E.T. was lower for me. Yeah, I guess Terminal is the second best.
I might go watch it.
That's an us list. That's the first Indiana Jones, and then the Terminal, and then everything else is a mix. So interesting. And we also had a lot of the classics around the same spot. We both had Jaws and Saving Private Ryan and Schindler's List, both in the same kind of lower middle pack kind of thing. So that's interesting. Yeah. All right, Spielberg in the books for now. Maybe we'll revisit at a future date. Although I would like to do some different directors. I've got my short list here of other directors that I've seen at least 10 movies for. I kind of want to do a Rage Bait episode where I only talk about, because there's one director on here who I've seen 10 of their movies and I hate almost all of them. So that would be kind of a fun one, I think. I won't say who it is just to keep the suspense building, because we will revisit top 10s again. What was that?
We can discuss that.
Yeah, I think you could probably guess which one, because I sent you over my list of the ones that I've seen, but I bet you know which one. But in the meantime, we will be catching up on these last few theater things. We've got new new movies to talk about in our next catch-up show. I've seen Project Hail Mary, so we'll be talking about that. We'll see what Jess and Nicole have been watching on their streaming services. Or Jess goes to the theater sometimes, but she's planning a wedding this year. She's a little tied up, so. Yeah. But we will catch up with everyone next week. Thank you, Mama Kay, for being on.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want to reach out to us on Facebook, search Films with My Life. We're on Instagram. I'm Brennan_podhost. Email the show, filmswiththewomen@gmail.com. And on YouTube, Films with the Women. Just search for it. Films with the Women in My Life. Podcast. You can find it. All right. Until next time, everyone, thanks for listening and enjoy your movies.
Thanks for listening to Films with the Women in My Life. If you enjoyed being a listener in our life, please rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or on your favorite podcast app. Keep up with the latest from the show on Instagram at Brennan_podhost, on Facebook at Films with the Women in My Life, and on Twitter at FilmsWomenPod. Finally, you can email the show with questions and suggestions at filmswiththewomen@gmail.com. Original music for the show was created by Ian Burke and Chris Iwanek. Original artwork created by Nicole D'Alessio. This show is produced by Brennan Snyder. Thank you again for listening and enjoy your movies.